This is a video tutorial providing an overview of the English 101 Unit 4 Critical Analysis essay. For this final cumulative essay in English 101, you are going to put together everything you've learned in the course to critically analyze and evaluate an essay. So you will be doing an analysis as you did with the Unit 3 essay, but this time the purpose of your analysis is to evaluate the article that you are analyzing. So it will be a little bit different from what you did with the Unit 3 essay. You will be doing many of the same tasks. You are going to read the article that I provide. You are going to find an additional credible source to help you with your analysis. You are going to complete the pre-writing as required by your instructor, which is the planner. And of course, you're going to type the essay in APA format. This essay, as in the last one, is a multi-paragraph essay. It will follow APA format following the 7th edition, including font, spacing, margins, title page, headers, embedded citations, and references page. For this assignment, you will be adding headings for all sections of your essay except for the introduction. The word count for this essay is the longest of any that you've done. It must be at least 1,100 words, and the upper range is 1,650. This does not count the title page or the references page. You will be referring to the article or the text, and you should try to paraphrase whenever possible. But if you do use a direct quote, you need to cite those appropriately in APA format. Another difference with this particular assignment is that you will only use third-person point of view. So no I, we, us, no you. This is very academic. It is the most technical essay that you have written in the course, and it is your scholarly evaluation of the article. So instead of it being a personal response to the ideas in the article, you are assessing how good a job the author did in making his or her point. So it is more of a technical evaluation. What you think about the content is really beside the point. You want to know, did the author do a good job in supporting his or her claim? This essay will have a very particular structure. So in the introduction to your essay, you will include, among some other items, you will include a summary of the text. You will explain its purpose and its audience. Then you will have a section where you will analyze the structure of the article. What sorts of organizational patterns did the author use? And you can see in the guidelines the list of organizational patterns that we studied in our textbook. So you want to see how the author put this article together. And then analyze or evaluate, was this structure a good choice? Did it help the reader to understand the author's points? Was it confusing or was it clear? Did the structure add to the author's point or the validity of the point, or did it detract? All right, the next section of your paper will be an evaluation or analysis and evaluation of the evidence in the article. So what kind of evidence did the author use to support his or her thesis or claim? Again, there's a listing of some of the ones that we learned from our textbook, and you want to look for examples of those and evaluate if the evidence is relevant, sufficient, reliable, accurate, and also think about which appeal is being used in the evidence. Is logos being used mainly? Is there pathos? Is there ethos? And again, describe examples of the author using those various appeals. Which one does the author use primarily, and what is the effect of that on the validity of the author's claim? All right, the next section of your paper will be a discussion of language in the article. And this includes the tone that the author uses and any interesting uses of language, such as emotive language, loaded language, highly connotative language. Are there figures of speech? And if so, what are they? And again, how do the words and the writing style of the author enhance or detract from his or her point? And then the last analysis section of your essay is author credibility. And here you want to examine who the author is. Is he or she qualified to write on this topic? Is the claim credible? Does the author exhibit evidence of bias or assumptions? What is the worldview of the author? What information was left out that might undermine the author's claim, and all of those kinds of issues. And then the last section of your essay will be the conclusion. This is your overall evaluation. And remember, it's not whether you agree or disagree with the author, it's how effective the author was in making his or her arguments. And this should agree with your analysis of the structure, evidence, language, and author credibility. So if the author was very effective in his or her structure, evidence, language, and his or her credibility, then logically your evaluation would be that this was an effective article. So you can see that your conclusion may be it was very effective, it was not very effective, or it's probably somewhere in between. You'll want to go through the structure in the guidelines to show what goes in the introduction, the body, the conclusion. And then when you get to the planner, that will also help you organize your paper. I will say that the 4 analysis sections do not necessarily have to be in this order. Many students like to begin with author credibility. So the order of the 4 sections is up to you, but of course you'll start with the introduction and you'll end with the conclusion. Okay, in a nutshell, that is what you're doing for the Unit 4 critical analysis essay.